Hey, what's up? It's Fatherdude. Thanks, Digital Tour Bus. I'm gonna do my dream tour. This is a tour not etched in time or genre or anything. It's kind of like all over the place, like me musically. So this is not gonna make a lot of sense until the very end. I think it starts to make sense. So here goes. Okay, we're going to start out with a good opener and part of my musical roots, which was doo-wop and a cappella with the Persuasions. And they're going to open up with a whole bunch of like early 60s, mid 60s R&B, a couple of Sam Cooke classics, stuff like that. And they'll be opening up for a person who actually produced their first record and had them on tour with the Mothers, Frank Zappa. So it would be the Persuasions opening up for Frank Zappa and the Mothers, but minus a few Mothers. This is going to be the Frank Zappa band from the early 80s. So it's going to be the band from, this is going to be the Man from Utopia band, which is Vinnie Colaiuta, Steve Vai, Ray White, Ike Willis, like post Joe's Garage, early 80s Zappa band. And then, I don't know why I'm throwing myself in there now, but then I'll play my set for some reason, because that won't make any sense. I'll kind of do my whatever the hell I do thing. And following me will be this trilogy set, this three-person medley style. I want them to really work on this. And it's a special time. It's mid-80s, 1986. I've been getting really into Eric Clapton's August album. And the album is actually produced in part by Phil Collins and has backing vocals by Tina Turner. So I figured, let me put this set together where they the three of them, do this kind of medley together, because I think they all had this weird, the three of them had this weird like resurgence and like this pop triumphance thing. They already had their peak in the 70s and the 60s, and in the 80s they kind of reached this adult phase of their pop stardom that is just like so perfect. Like the records were perfect, everything was so slick. It was like the beginning of the professional end of a lot of them went into the 90s very well. But this is, you're talking about Eric Clapton's August album, Phil Collins, this is Face Value, No Jacket Required, and Tina Turner, Private Dancer era. All three of them doing setting off sirens everywhere. The concept of these three people on stage together doing duets together. Phil Collins, Eric Clapton, Tina Turner, mid-80s set. Okay, then after this, I want to completely go out of my mind and have Faith No More. But in particular, Faith No More, 92, the Angel Dust album tour. Because this is when Mike Patton really got like in on the writing and really started, shaping the band's sound. And I think that's kind of like a heavier, you start to make a turn from all the pop stuff in the 80s, which was super heavy in its own right. But this is kind of like left to center rock, strange proceeding. And believe me, Faith No More can get very heavy. Proceeding to the second to last band of the night, which would be Cannibal Corpse, because I don't want anybody to enjoy this show. I just want a few people to like this show, mainly being me. So it would be Cannibal Corpse coming out, either letting a few people really enjoy this or sending a lot of people home. Cannibal Corpse I chose for a reason, because it's one of the heaviest things that exists. And this is, I want to hear their 2012 Torture tour up to there, that era of Cannibal Corpse. Super, super heavy, make no sense, Pit fucking going crazy, out of their mind. This, mind you, this started out with doo-wop a cappella. And the reason I want to do Cannibal Corpse is because the headliner is the only headliner that can possibly follow something as heavy as Cannibal Corpse. And that is no other James Brown. And this isn't just James Brown live at the Apollo 60s James Brown. This isn't late 80s, kind of pop James Brown. This is 1974 live in Zaire. Though those shows, that James Brown, that set, because it would go to prove that James Brown is heavier than Cannibal Corpse. And I think if I just can, pull a few strings, make a few things happen, I think this show will make a lot of sense, make a lot of people angry, make a lot of people frustrated. But that's kind of me. I'm angry, frustrated, and in love with a lot of weird styles of music that don't make sense together, but individually, they all make sense. And at the end of the day, if something's good, it can stand on its own, and it can stand back to back from and with anything. So yeah, it's kind of a show that makes no sense, is in multiple eras, and I don't know where the show would be, but I know the backstage would be pretty fucked up. Thank you.